Ironically, we've been fighting over the 7110 in New Jersey in classic fashion for years now, when even at the time this machine came out, there was already the 9510. The 9510 is a Windows-based machine. It's generally a similar platform, but it's smaller, it's prettier, it's not as stackable as this machine, but it is their better version, so to speak, of the machine. Some of the instructions that are given in by the officer are very important, because if the officer says, what I want you to do is I want you to breathe in like this, hold your breath for a second or two or whatever is said, and then blow as long and as hard as you can. You got a couple things happening there. First of all, I'm keeping the breath in. What am I doing? I'm heating the breath inside my body. And then the breath goes into the machine at a higher rate or at a higher temperature than is supposed to be read by the machine. P.S. The machine is set at 34 degrees to read human breath at 34 degrees. And all of the studies in modern times now say that breath temperature is not 34 degrees, but it's either 34.5, 34.8, or 35 degrees centigrade. And that was the whole issue that we'll get into in a couple of slides and later on about the 6.8% correction that really should be on the machine. The back of the machine, which you should come up and take a look at, shows simply the on-off switch, the AC receptacle, because of course the machine is also able to be used in vehicles. If we get to the point where the officers or protocol becomes that this machine can be used on the road, the machine, according to Draeger, is designed to be used on the road. I mean, think how interesting / scary that would be. There's direct testimony in Chun in the hearings before Judge King where Hansuli Reiser is asked, you know, there's case law in New Jersey that says a 1-0 is a 1-0 is a 1-0, kind of like a rose is a rose is a rose, and he smiled, and the question was asked whether that's accurate, and he said no, it's not. At 1-0 or above, there's an absolute accepted tolerance in the machine of 5%. This is different than the plus or minus 5%, the worksheet A that we're talking about, and at below 1-0, it's an absolute 0.005. In Alabama, they will not, back to Alabama, they will not prosecute on an 0.84 because it's as low as an 0.79 or as high as an 0.89.
The defendant gets the benefit of the doubt.
Right, and whether you're doing clear and convincing evidence or I say beyond a reasonable doubt at that point, you cannot establish that a 1.05 is in fact a 1.05, a 1.10, or an 0.99 when you do the 5%. So if you have those borderline cases, you've got to look to that testimony, which at the end of Chun says, if we haven't dealt with it here, then it's still fair game, or it's now okay because the special master's report is the law.